Hi, Mike Muir here, team owner of the Murinators and league commissioner for the Fantasy Football League for Forestdale Baptist Church. And I want to welcome you to the 2010 season and just say, hey, it's going to be a blast. We got some new things this year. First of all, and most importantly, we're going to have a live draft. For me, this is probably the most fun all season, just getting all the team owners together and having a good time picking our teams together. It's going to be hosted by Chris Lurch at his home on Saturday the 28th of August at 7 p.m. So mark your calendars, make sure you can be there. If you can't, talk to me and want to figure something out. And trust me, you don't want everyone else picking your team. You'll probably end up with someone bad. So anyway, make sure you can be there. Also, this year, we're going to all pitch in $10, and that'll go to cover the cost of purchasing a sweet trophy that we can hand around every year to the Super Bowl winner each year. And yeah. So other than that, I'd like to give you a quick site tour just to show you around, especially if you're new to fantasy football. Show how to use the different features of the ESPN site here and give you a few pointers to help make your season really great. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so if you're watching this video, you've obviously registered for an ESPN account and you found your way to our league homepage. So here we are on the league homepage. You'll notice at the top just some information about your team. Right below here, you'll see kind of the league managers kind of note area. So I just have a general thing here. Below that, recent league activity. So here's where you can kind of see what's going on in the league, what transactions have been made, players picked up or traded, so you can kind of keep up with that. There's a quick kind of standings area here. You can click on full standings to see a more detailed view. And then just some other things there. But I'd like to draw your attention to these black tabs here at the top. The first one over from the league page is My Team. So we click on that, and they'll take you to your team page. And this is kind of where you'll probably spend a lot of time managing your team. You'll see some just general info up there, your record up here, and a schedule for your season. You can edit your team settings here just below your logo. You can create your own logo. They have a logo generator built in here. Now down here you'll see this is a list of your players. These are my players from last season. So you'll have all your starting positions here. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a defense, special team combo, and a kicker. And then down here are all your bench players. So if there's a note next to your player to the right, a note with a red star means there's some breaking news. You can click on that and it'll have a little pop-up window about what's going on with that player. A note without a red star is just kind of, hey, recent news, here's what's going on. If there's a red letter next to your player, P means probable. It's an injury kind of status. So a P is probable, Q questionable, O would be out. So you would just want to manage your roster that way. There's a Q down there. Across the top here, you can filter and look at the information for your players in different ways. The overview kind of just gives a general overview, who they're playing that week, what time they're playing, a ranking, average points, that sort of thing. There's stats, there's news. Each week they come out with projections for your players, as well as kind of an estimated amount of points that they'll score. Schedule, this will help you manage your bye weeks. You can see at a glance when all your players are playing or not. So that's your team page. The next tab over here is players. This is where you can see all the players that are out there in our league, whether they're owned or not. And you can filter this list. So here's a list of all the players. Right now it's just all players. And you can filter them up here by position, by whether they're owned or not, so if they're available, You can create a watch list. So if there's certain players you want to keep an eye on, but you don't want to bring them onto your team, you can put them on your watch list. You can sort them by injury status. You can even search by last name if you're looking for a specific player. So that will be helpful to you. Standings, we went over. It's just a detailed standings scoreboard. Each week we'll have team or not team but game matchup pages. So here's 2 matchups here. This will obviously, there'll be a few more once everyone's joined. So you can click there and you can kind of see a comparison preview of that game. Below here, there's something called the smack board where you can kind of talk it up with people in our league. Each matchup page also will have its own smack board, so the 2 teams that are playing each other can talk back and forth to each other on there. Over here, the last one, teams. You just hover over that and it'll pull down. These are all the teams in our league, and you can look at other teams' pages and get a feel for who's on their team, what their needs might be. Maybe offer some trades that way. So that's that. The biggest thing to know, because we're having a live draft, the most important thing for you to do would just to be to do a little bit of homework. And to do that, 2 things. You click on fantasy here, go down to football. There's 2 things you can do. On here, ESPN has a great kind of homepage here where they have articles about players, videos, just what's going on. The other thing, if you hover over fantasy again, you go right below football to 2010 draft kit. This will be really helpful because we're doing a live draft. It'll be important for you to print some things out and bring them with you. There's player projections. Down here, this is probably the easiest thing you can do. At the very least, in preparation for your draft, do this. There's Cheat Sheet Central. You can print out positional cheat sheet, so it's all positions broken down and ranked. Top 300, other cheat sheets that you can look at. So anyway, look at that. Like I said, do a little bit of homework and come to the draft with a little bit of preparation. That way you'll know what you're doing, and it'll make for a better draft all around. So, well, that's all for now. I hope that wasn't too overwhelming for you. I'll see you all at Chris Lurch's on Saturday the 28th at 7 p.m. And let's just remember to have fun, keep it clean. It's okay to talk some trash, but let's honor the Lord Jesus Christ in all that we do. So have a great season, everyone.